Hey guys, this is Boganora with Non-Toxic Gamers, and welcome to the Throne War. Been waiting for this. I took about 6 hours of gameplay and edited it down to about 20 minutes, so there's a lot to cover. It's a brand new event type that we haven't seen anything like this before. As you can see, there's several things that are available if you win the event. Divine Gems, titles, golden castles. There's some 5-star relics. There's some very unique titans. Zalon also has a video up on his channel right about now, and then later on in a few days we're going to have another video where we pull from the temple with the divine gems. So as you can see, the whole goal of the Throne War is to win crowns. That's how you win the Throne War, is by the total number of crowns from your alliance. A lot of the event screens work the same as normal event screens. There is a personal rewards chain that you earn, titans and troops and all of that kind of stuff as you go through to earn the crowns. So there are a few different ways to earn crowns. One is by attacking a land that's attached to a throne. The second way is by donating lands to the throne, contending lands to the throne. And the third way is by, at the end of the 10-minute timer, as you just saw on the screen there, it gives you crowns based on your position. So that's great. So this is the little tutorial part that Artemisia takes us through, walks us through kind of how to play the Throne Wars. So as you can see, my alliance in the playtest was ranked second. I was in Mad Max, and that we had 105,000 crowns at that point, which was actually pretty good. The area at the bottom of the screen that is shows the 5 different crowns, that shows the position that our alliance is currently in for that particular crown. And if you touch on it, it just carries you directly to that crown. So you can see there, Mad Max has 2 lands attached to the life crown. If you can contend lands to the crown, they have to be defended before you can contend those to the crown. So the first thing you want to do is put some defense on the lands. Now, defense increases the land's hit points in the same way that adding defense to a land increases its generation rate. Adding defense to the land also increases the amount of hit points that that land has. So the stronger the land, the tougher it is going to be for one of your opponents to destroy it. So you want to defend your land first, put a titan, some troops, some spells. You can see the little icon there in the lower right hand corner that has a little land with the lightning bolt and the number beside it. That is the hit points of the land. So when you attack a land, by default you take away 600 of those hit points. So the higher that number, the more attacks that it takes to get that land destroyed. So once you have your land defended, then you're able to contend that land to one of the 5 thrones. So it doesn't really matter in the beginning which throne you pick. So I just picked one here. I believe that I did the life throne. I'm not sure. So you can see there I have 4 lands, and I hit I have 2. So I hit the contend button, and then there she is trying to tell me how to do this. So I selected my land, and then I hit the little icon down in the lower right hand corner, which is a little land triangle with some arrows. Send it to the throne. So when you send a land to the throne, the titan and the troops go with it. So it turns into a little crystallized land, and then it pops up over on my alliance's totem that is around the throne. Each alliance that has lands will have one of those little totems around the throne. So that is how you do the land contention, and then you get 100 crowns for doing that. The more lands you have, the if you get the higher ranking on that throne, then you get more crowns every 10 minutes. And I have verified that it is going to be 10 minutes. Now, what you're seeing there, the chains around those lands, those are anchored lands, and we'll talk about that in a minute on what anchored lands are and how that works. But the way that you anchor a land is you select your land and you hit the anchor button. Now, anchoring a land uses a builder. So if you don't have any free builders, you're not going to be able to anchor the land. It does take 4 hours for the builder to finish anchoring the land, or you can actually skip that using gems. If you wanted to anchor a bunch of lands really quickly, you would have to skip that. So I'm zooming through some stuff here. I actually just defended a whole bunch of lands, and there was no way I was going to sit through all of this, so we're using the time warp. Now, if you select your land and then you hit the little icon, it sends it to, notice that 245,000 number there. That is the resources that land would generate. You get those resources because you essentially destroyed the land. So you get the resources, you get 100 crowns, and then your alliance gets +1 on the throne. So you can also attack other alliances' lands that are attached to their alliance totem that's on the throne. Each attack is 600 hit points by default. You can increase that by using the throne relics. There are, the 1-star through 4-star rarities there. I did some pulls a little bit later on, and we will show you, but as you can see here, I got 10 crowns for attacking that land, and it did 600 hit points worth of damage. That was enough to destroy that land. So now the Rambo Alliance has 1 less land on their throne. The goal here is I want enough lands to be as high as I can, and it can either add lands or I can take their lands away. So after just a few minutes there of a couple of battles, and I attached 6 lands, I collected 620 crowns. So I went in and collected my milestone rewards for doing the event. There was Italis as the master. Now this screen here shows you the 5 thrones, and the number up top is how many lands the leading alliance has, and the number along the bottom is how many lands my alliance has. So I can quickly look at that screen and see which throne I need to pay attention to. In this instance, I probably will want to put some lands on the 2nd throne because we're pretty close there, 5. So it doesn't matter, you don't get extra crowns for having 100 lands more than the next alliance. All you really need is 1 land more, and then you get that place. So, of course, the more lands helps, the better. This is going to be fun. This is something totally different. You can just bounce around to the different thrones by clicking on the icon at the bottom of the screen, and I believe this is where I'm sending multiple lands at one time. So you can select the contend button, select all of the lands you want to send, and then hit the little icon in the lower right to send those lands off to the throne, and it collects all those resources and sends them all at one time. So you don't have to go through the process of doing it one at a time. Now we're multiple crowns there, plus 11 lands. That moved us into a tie for first place there with the 2nd place alliance. So here's the throne relics. You can see that in the altar, just like a normal event, and you do the pulls, you get some tokens, and you use gems if you want to. But the 1-star is called the Divine Amulet, which had 20 uses in the playtest. I don't know for sure if they are going to be 20 uses for the 1-star, so on and so forth. but in this playtest, that's the way it was. And the 2-star got 16 uses. And what you get there is you get a % increase in crowns for attacking, and then you also get a percentage increase in how much damage you do. This altar is where you spend your divine gems. You have 1,000 for a chance at a relic. You have a 5,000 guaranteed 5-star relic. You got your 10,000 guaranteed 4-star titans with a chance to win the unique guys, and then you also have your chance to win a titan for the other one. So what I did here was equip the relics on Venom Tusk, and I've got the old school Venom Tusk, you know, before he hit the gym and started working on his legs. So I equipped a couple of throne relics here, and you can see the 200% extra crowns and 300% extra crowns, plus the 100% extra damage and then 50% extra damage. All that adds up just like normal. So now I've got the 6x crowns for this attack. Please note that you do not earn crowns by attacking lands out in the normal battlefield. You only earn crowns by raiding lands that are attached to the throne. So if you're out just attacking or capturing a land out in the, you know, attached to someone's garrison, you don't want to use your relics there, so you don't get anything extra. Raiding the land takes away hit points from the land, and when the hit points get to 0, that land gets destroyed. That alliance loses 1, and then so in effect, you know, you gain 2 spots if you can attach a land and destroy a land. So there's Venom Tusk doing his little victory dance, old school Venom Tusk. Got the 60 crowns right there, and it shows here in a second when I get done. That land is destroyed. So there it is. That is pretty much. Now, when you look at your battle log actually shows when lands that you've sent have been damaged or destroyed, which is pretty nice. The you see that one says destroyed, and then that one was actually salty. Attacked my land and it defended, which was interesting. I didn't send a lot of defense on there. And then when the timer counts down to 0, you're awarded crowns based on your position. Right there, we just happened to be 2nd place in 4 of them and was 1st in 1. So that one we got 700 crowns for. I believe the crown values are going to be 1,000 for 1st and 700 for 2nd. I don't know. They kept changing during the playtest because they were obviously they were testing, so not a big deal there. So once you get all of that done, which is, you know, the whole point of playing this game is to win. At the end here, our alliance, or my alliance that I was in, placed 2nd in the Throne Wars competition. The alliance that Zalon was in placed 1st, and as you can see, there's the golden castles that they have. Looks pretty bling right there. Black Bear was the alliance leader, and as you can see, he has a title there, the divine leader. That's his little title. And then there's Zalon's castle, and you can see everybody's castle is different. The totem, the alliance spire in the middle, is a throne for those guys because they won and they get that special. But so at this point, you get awarded your divine gems for whatever place you placed in the alliance. But the leader of the winning alliance has titles that are knighthoods that he can bestow on anyone on the whole server, not just his alliance, anyone. So as you can see here, we did a little time warp, and now Blackshear has awarded me the Master of Death. Boganora is now Master of Death. So we had a Defender of the Realm, and we had the Divine Ruler, which is Black Bear, and then Zalon got Master of Justice, and Tiggy, it was the Glutton. Now, not all of the titles are good, some of them are bad. We're going to take a look here in just a minute at the titles themselves. But one of the neat little features is when you're awarded a title, you also get a little icon next to your name in the league chat and in the team chat. So I wanted to see what my icon was, and of course, Master of Death gets a skull, Divine Ruler got a crown, the Glutton got a little piggy, Justice got some scales. It was it's pretty neat to see what you get besides just the name and the icon. You can go to your Alliance members list here, select the little button on the end, and it tells you there, Master of Death. I ended up with plus 25% critical for all Titans, and a 10% gold production, 10% food production, and 99% raised dead reduced cost. So my raised dead spells ended up costing 1% of normal, and that's good, at least in this playtest. That was good for 1 week and 6 days. So, you know, pretty much 2 weeks there. I get those bonuses. Now, each of the titles, each of the knighthoods have a different bonus associated with it. Some of them were the same as some of the others. But you can see the Glutton here. He had a 1% reduced food production. So that was not one of the good ones. That's not the one that you want. You would much rather have the Master of Death. And you can actually go onto the Alliance, the other Alliance members list, and see the knighthoods that they got there, and you can see what buffs or deductions they got. And we don't know what all 26 are. There's 26 of them, so we only saw these 7 while we were in the playtest. And you can see there, you get troop damage, troop health, 100% gold and food production. Zalon got 10% damage and health for all Titans, and 15% gold and food production. And then the Master of Wealth got 150% gold production and 10% reduced building and upgrade cost. So I like that one. That one was pretty nice. Defender of the Realm, 15% damage for all troops and health, 30% gold and food production. So that was a Boss Flynn. So very, very nice. I was going to hang around for a couple of weeks, and the 99% raised dead reduction in cost made my raised dead spell cost 75, which would have been nice had I been able to build raised dead spells, but instead of, you know, whatever thousands it was, it ended up being 75. So if you're a Calvarax player, raised dead is probably where you want to be. So look for some upcoming videos on my channel, and Zalon also has videos on his channel. And thanks for watching. My name is Boganora, and for the Non-Toxic Gamers, I'm signing off.